Ukraine-Russia conflict. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Friday that he planned to meet US President Donald Trump in Florida on Sunday. Zelensky said the meeting is aimed at resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict after he revealed that a 20-point peace plan is 90% ready. He also added that Europe should be involved in upcoming talks and suggested online participation.
We have a broad agenda. It will be ready by the weekend, and I think that on Sunday we will have a meeting with President Trump in Florida. We will discuss these documents, as I said, security guarantees. There are several documents in this block, and it would be desirable to find an opportunity to discuss them all. Next is the economic agreement, which is still in the early stages, although there will be several agreements, and here we need to discuss the direction.
Ahead of Zelensky's weekend meeting with Trump, Russia has accused Ukraine and its European allies of trying to torpedo talks on a US plan to end its military offensive. Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov on Friday said that a text presented by Kiev this week was radically different to one Moscow negotiated with Washington. He further said that our ability to make the final push and reach an agreement will depend on our own work and the political will of the other party. Zelensky, meanwhile, said he held telephone talks on Friday with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Germany's Chancellor Friedrich Merz and a host of other European leaders and discussed preparations for the Sunday meeting and progress in talks. The EU leaders reiterated their unshakable commitment for a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Meanwhile, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney spoke with Ukrainian President Zelensky on Friday and discussed the latest developments in ongoing peace talks aimed at ending Russia's conflict in Ukraine. Carney's office said in a statement that the Prime Minister affirmed Canada's commitment to Ukraine throughout these negotiations and emphasized the need to maintain pressure on Russia to negotiate. All right, DD India's Akhilesh Suman has been tracking this story. He's joining us live from New Delhi. Hi Akhilesh, all eyes now on the weekend meeting between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky. What are the key expectations from this interaction?
Abhishek, there are too many talks are going on, and Zelensky puts one condition after another condition, and then talks go to another talk. In between, the Witkoff and Jared Kushner had talked to Moscow also, and he has talked to Ukrainian leader Zelensky also. And in that way, you think tomorrow may be the key meeting. However, before the key meeting, President Donald Trump has said that everything will depend on whatever I approve. So I think he is anticipating that Zelensky will put some more conditions before the talks, and then it will be up to Donald Trump that whether he approves these conditions. Because that Trump and Putin are also in direct touch in a regular way, and they understand each other much better than they understood. I can say that Moscow and Washington DC understood 5-7 years earlier. So I think Putin has some faith in Donald Trump, but for Zelensky, there are too many stakeholders. European Union in there, and Canada is there. There are so many Western countries, and everyone wants to do the way they want. And that is, I think, jeopardizing the talks between Russia and Ukraine also, because finally Russia and Ukraine have to come on the table and finalize the deal. So I think it will be very interesting to see that what will be Mr. Trump's reaction on this plan, because Zelensky is telling that 90% agreement is over. So I think 10% are very crucial. And those 10%, whether it is approved by Trump, and if Trump approves it, whether it will be approved by Putin. So I think this will be taking, some more time before we come to any conclusion that whether the talks are going into positive direction or not. Because this whole security guarantee issue that Zelensky is telling, it is again trying to involve NATO in one form or another. And that will not be acceptable to Russia, that NATO or any Western country come to the risk of Ukraine present on the soil of Ukraine for so-called security guarantee. I think that is the biggest, hurdle between Russia and US also, that who will give the security guarantee. So it will depend on talks between Putin and Trump finally, that what they agree on the security guarantee is true. It is going to be the million-dollar question tomorrow when Trump and Zelensky meet, and what they decide on this crucial issue of security guarantee.
Right, absolutely. And Zelensky has spoken with several European leaders also ahead of this meeting, and he has suggested online participation also. But yes, tomorrow, Sunday, will be crucial as far as the meeting between Trump and Zelensky is concerned. All right, Akhilesh, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs.